Is globalization dead? And is globalization a myth which will not exist in the future? The answer is no. Or maybe it is yes, but with a very different perspective, which is going to happen in the near future. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anis Merchant and I bring in various different content around management, tech, productivity and travel. And today I'm here to have a discussion with you around globalization. It is one of the key things which I've been hearing in corporate world about how businesses want to drive their business globally and or actually build businesses which can really have the benefit of globalization. What is globalization and what does businesses and how do businesses define globalization? It's not just about taking their business to other regions than the home base or taking their business to other countries other than their home base, but is actually about how they can build teams which are globally diverse, not only able to drive efficiencies, but also able to leverage that diversity and different thoughts and bring within the organization to really make it scalable and globally attainable. However, in the last 2 decades, globalization has had its own pros and cons for many organizations, which I have seen in the last 2 decades. However, the last 2 years have really changed the perspectives of every company which I today work with or consult with, where they think about globalization in a very different way. And the way the globalization is being looked upon, or what my recommendation is in the future, the way globalization is going to be considered, is going to be interconnectedness. Rather than having a one-way or a need-based globalization charters, it needs to be an accountable and an interconnected strategy which organizations need to start thinking about when they think about globalization. Economic and political turbulence have prompted speculation that the world is already deglobalizing, but the evidence suggests that globalization is here to stay, albeit with a nuance, which I have already clarified, that today it needs to be the different actors which play a role, whether it's your employees, your stakeholders, your partners, the government, or the community where you have business, needs to be held accountable, need to get interconnected with their business and be part of the value chain from decision making to strategy to also delivering the end product and service. Despite the disruption caused by COVID-19, most global flows continue to grow or even get exaggerated, specifically in 2020 and 2021. Overall flows of intangible trade and capital have increased, and their relative resilience was essential to navigating the entire pandemic. Flows of data reached all-time high and crucially enabled remote working and continuing the operations of businesses at a time when travel was restricted and largely not possible during this global trade phenomena. And for example, when China, who was the biggest supply chain contributor, stopped and closed its market, the other Asian markets were able to pick up the entire supply chain needs of the global trade and able to provide the services and the solutions around the products and services which people were looking for or the organizations were looking for globally, and really start ensuring that the economies continued and economies didn't come to a standstill because of one market or one region kind of came to a standstill. The other myth which is getting debunked specifically, and hence the need for globalization or the interconnectedness is going to remain or is going to propel further, is the idea that no single region is self-sufficient. Today, whether you look at any country or any region, it has time and again proven that they are not self-sufficient in the required resources, whether it is from having the basic resources of minerals, energy and food, or if you look at the manufactured goods or services or the other intangibles like IP, no country is really self-sufficient. There is enough research and data point which proves that for an economy or a country to work or a region to work effectively, it requires these 4 dimensions, which is the resources, the manufactured goods, the services, and the intangibles to come together to really help an economy thrive and survive in good times and in bad times. And hence, globalization is going to stay and it's going to be there for years to come. However, the term of globalization or the focus of globalization is going to move from just a globalization word to an interconnected world, which really charters the new era of business or the new era of how businesses are being driven within the entire industry or the entire dimensions of how we look at globalization as a word. I hope this content is helpful, provides you a very interesting perspective on globalization. If you have any thoughts or feedback around this, please do leave your feedback on this channel and I'll be happy to engage and interact with you. Take care, stay safe, and be blessed.